Hello folks, Gordon here, hope all is well with you. And this video I've called You Need the Dark in Order to ... and it's looking at one of my quote images. I've shared it on the feed today and I'll post it again under this video when I finish the video. And it's a quote image using a photo that I took in Iceland when I went there early 2017. And I took a photo at the Thingvellir National Park where two of the earth plates meet. Great expansive scenery. And I took a photo there which reminded me a little bit like a Bob Ross painting. Kind of painting that Bob Ross would have painted. And he was an American painter. And he was born on the 29th of October in 1942. Not around anymore. But he's famous for doing public service broadcasting in the States, and you can watch I think all of his videos on YouTube, and they're hugely popular now, Bob Ross paintings, because he gives you he tells you what he's doing. He tells you the colours and the style, the explanations of the techniques, and he has this rambling, gentle, soft, lilting voice over the top. Very enjoyable to watch. So I put Bob Ross's words over the top of the painting. Over the top of the photo that I took in Iceland. And the words say, from Bob Ross, "You need the dark in order to show the light." Now, he was using those words talking about actual painting. Contrast, in other words. And he would say, oh, I'm putting some dark in here to give contrast. You need the dark in order to show the light. It's a painting technique. If your painting hasn't got enough dark in it, there's not enough contrast, and it can look a bit washed out and a bit bland. So contrast gives depth. The darkness gives depth. And it's true in life, isn't it? You need the dark in order to show the light. Whether that's in health, wealth, career, relationships, lifestyle. In fact, today, October 29th, it's pretty gloomy here in the southeast of Britain. It's been raining heavily, a bit cloudy, can't see much of the sun. Can you see me properly? It is dark today. It's not a very nice day. It's not no blue sky. The sun is not blazing down. But I know the sun is there. You think, oh yeah, can I have a sunny day, please? Well, yeah, you can have a sunny day. But if all you ever have are sunny days, it loses its meaning, doesn't it? You have to have the dark days to give meaning to the light days. In any area of life, the yin and the yang, the old Chinese philosophy, that rather than the dark and the light being opposites, there is a duality. It's all interconnected. It's all part of the same thing. You can't have one without the other. For example, with light, you can't have a shadow without light. Can't be done. Now, you might be thinking that is a load of absolute cobblers. That is glib, corny, it doesn't help, meaningless. Yeah, okay, I can understand why people might say that. But I've known the bleakest of the bleak. I've known the darkest of the light, darkest of the dark. And there wasn't much light there, I can assure you. It made no difference to me. It was no help at all. And people actually said, oh, things like, oh, cheer up, look on the bright side, things will get better, remember the good times. So in the bleakest of the bleak, in the darkest of the dark, when I tried to focus on the light to help, it didn't. It didn't. There wasn't much light there. Deep down, of course, I knew the light was there. And as I started to come back gradually from the bleakest of the bleak, the darkest of the dark, think, oh my God, there's a glimmer of light there. And when that glimmer of light comes into your life, oh, the vividness of it, because it's contrasting against the dark. And then when you come back more and more into the light, you appreciate it and you enjoy it more because of the dark. Whenever you're ill, if you've got toothache or you've pulled a muscle or you're feeling nauseous, when that goes, when the muscle is healed, when the toothache is gone, when the nausea has gone, you think, oh my God, that feels fantastic. That's the light, isn't it? Compared to the dark. Now, the longer we go on without toothache, without the nausea, you take it for granted. That feeling, you take it for granted. You don't spend all day, every day thinking, oh God, that feels fantastic. Because it's just the way it is. Because it's not contrasting so much with the dark, because you haven't got the dark there at that moment, but the dark is there. It is a duality. It is a balance between the two. And that's how we can apply it to our thought process. Because the thought process dictates our actions. Our actions follow our thought process. So if we're thinking about the dark all the time, focusing on the dark, wanting the dark to go, we're not giving the light the chance to come in. I'm not saying, by the way, and I've spoken about this a lot, when it comes to depression, I call it depression and the power of the nothing thought. I'm not saying when you're overwhelmed with the dark that you can force it away by the light. That doesn't work. In fact, that makes it worse. But you do acknowledge that yes, you're in the dark, but part of that acknowledgement that you're in the dark is that the light is there. It's not there at the time, but it has been there before and it will be there again. You might not want to acknowledge it, might not make any difference at the time, but nevertheless it is important to acknowledge it. And that's true whether you're in the depths of depression or with nothing to do with depression. In general in life, if you snap a fingernail and you think, oh, that's buggered my day, that's ruined my week, that's wrecked my month. It hasn't. It hasn't. It is a bit of shade to that day, but it's not darkness to ruin the week or the month or the year, is it? That's bloody ridiculous. Which shows that we can overdo it when we're focusing on the dark. In the same way that we can focus on the light. If people are happy, clappy, cheery, positive all the time, it really starts to get relentless and bloody annoying. And I can be guilty of it. I remember when I was a lot younger, in my teens, people used to say to me, can you tone down your rampant positivity, please? And I used to say, no. And of course, as happens in life, life toned down my rampant positivity. Don't you worry about that, because that happens with everybody. We all come across the obstacles, the barriers, the darkness in life. It happens to all of us. That doesn't mean we can't be positive and enjoy the light that is there to be enjoyed if we choose to. So there we go. Let me now think about the words of Bob Ross. You need the dark in order to show the light. And the quote image I used with his words over my picture I took in Iceland back in 2017. Okay, signing off for now. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below wherever you happen to be seeing this video. Wishing you as ever health and happiness, and I will speak to you again soon.